What's up everybody, my name is Zian. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to take photos like a pro with only a mobile phone. So I will teach you guys some tips and tricks alongside with some creative photography ideas. So if you guys are interested in learning photography or you are just a beginner, I bet you will learn something in this video. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Not everybody has a camera, but everybody certainly has a phone. It doesn't really matter what kind of phone you are using as long as it has a decent camera. As we always carry our phone along with us, the lens can be smeared with oil, body lotion, dust and etc., which will affect the quality of the photos that we take. So before taking any photos, I highly recommend you guys to clean your camera lens by probably rubbing it with your clothes so that there's no smudge on the lens and you can get a high quality image. Another thing you need to do in order to improve your phone photography skills is by turning on the grid. To do so, you will be able to compose your shot where your pictures will look the best if your subject is placed on the lines or on the intersections. As a result, it creates a clear separation of the subject and the background. So the first tip is using portrait mode. Whenever you come to taking photos of food, flowers, people, or even animals, portrait mode will be always a good idea as it emulates the sense of aperture where you got a narrow depth of field versus a wider depth of field because narrow depth of field really brings attention to your subject. Number 2 is to look for symmetry or leading lines. We humans are built to spot lines and symmetry naturally, and if you're able to capture your audience's eye, then you're on your way to success. Whenever you're traveling, try to look for leading lines like these pictures where all the lines are super obvious and it really catches people's attention. This same goes to repeating patterns. Repeating patterns is the repetition of an element within a single frame. It could be the repetition of lines, shapes, tones, colors, textures, or forms. For example, instead of taking photos solely for a certain object, try to look for a few more that is identical to it and shoot them as symmetry as you can. Back to what I've mentioned just now, having a grid really helps out in this. Next, reflection. You can experiment reflections in your photographs using reflective surface. If you can't find any reflections around, you can use another phone as the reflective surface to do so. This method is very useful for taking pictures of sceneries. Besides, you can also make yours by bringing some water along with you and pour it in front of your camera and just start shooting from there. The fifth tip is use a frame within the frame. What does it mean? So it means that we are using some kind of frame in our image to draw our viewers into the shot and guide their attention towards our focal point. Let me show you a creative example. After finish enjoying your chips, I'm sure you will directly throw the packaging away. But if you are creative enough, you will save it as your photography too. You can cut off the bottom part of the packaging and take pictures through the whole of the packaging to frame the focal point. If you use this method correctly, it really helps your photos to stand out. The next tip is shadow. Not gonna lie that shadow photography have taken the world by storm in recent years. This type of photography is known for its capability to transform a plain image into something extraordinary, and it's easy to learn and catch up to. As an example, I have a little trash bin here and there's a lot of little square holes on it, so I can apply light source to it and you can see there's a shadow of the squares appearing on the surface of my table. You can always adjust the exposure on your phone in order to make your pictures look more detailed and contrast as well. Besides that, you can also use sunlight as a light source to create shadows through windows. Number 7. The rainbow light effect. This effect can make your photos more extraordinary. I'm gonna teach you guys 2 simple ways on how to create rainbow effect. The first one is using mirror and water. So all you need to do is prepare a mirror and a small plastic basin. Fill some water into the plastic basin and place the mirror into it. And now, switch on your torchlight and shine it on the mirror. And you can see it creates a beautiful rainbow on the wall. Same goes to the second method, which is using CD. When you put your flashlight directly to the CD, you will be able to see a rainbow reflection. It's very simple, right? You can use it in elevating your photos, And it doesn't matter if you have a light or dark background, it works perfectly fine on both. Last but not least, the water effect. This type of photography is usually used in advertising and product photography. I've learned this during my secondary school time and I wanted to share with you guys because it is super easy and interesting. So first, you need to place your object into a plastic basin, and then you can either turn on the running tap or hire someone to help you out in pouring water into the basin. As water is flowing into the basin, it will create a lot of water bubbles. This is the time you can start capturing your object. Alright, that's all for the 8 tips on how to take photos on mobile phone like a pro. I hope each and every one of you learned something in this video, and if you feel interested, you can always try them out by yourself, and I'm sure it's very fun and awesome as well. So, thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Shh.